Hi guys. So now our topic would be the next one, the ionic bonds. So ano ba yung ionic bonds? So as the name suggests, ions. So it is a bond between a metal and a non-metal. Okay? So that is ionic bonds. Bonds between metal and non-metal. Usually metal lose electrons, while the non-metal are the one that gains electron. That's why it is named as ionic, because here it became a cation, and the non-metal would become your anion. Definitely the metals would have a positive charge, while the non-metals would have a negative charge. Okay? Para madaling tandaan. Tsaka pag sulat ng ionic bond, nauuna lagi yung positive charge before yung negative charge. Let's try to see. So, ano pa ba ang ibang characteristics ng ionic bond? Ang ionic bond, they are hard but brittle. They have high boiling points and high melting points. Yan ang mga characteristic ng ionic bond. So, kaya tayo gumagawa ng bonding para at least magkaroon tayo ng electrical attractions between the nucleus and the valence of an atom, and which binds them together, also known as your intramolecular forces. Makikita natin yan. Okay. So, what do we need to do? So, for today, we will do the naming and the bonding. Okay. So, usually, the charges of the metals are positive. That's why group 1, group 2, and group 3, A, are known as the positive ones. Group 1 would carry a positive charge, 1. Group 2 would have positive 2 charge because that is their valence. Then group 3 would be positive 3 charge. While group 5 would have negative 3, group 6 would have negative 2, and group 7 would have negative 1. Yung group 4, it's either positive or a negative charge. And then group 8, bakit walang charge? Because they are already stable. Okay? So, kaya tayo nagkakaroon ng bonding para maging stable yung configuration ng elements. Okay? Para ma-achieve nila yung noble gas configuration. But for ionic bonding is more of on the transfer of electrons from one to the other para at least maging stable nga yung element. So let's have one basic example of an ionic bond. Syempre, kung natin pinakamadali para mas madaling maintindihan yung salt or NaCl. Okay? So, what will happen in here? So, in ionic bonds, I know that you know the Lewis structure. So, all members of group 1 would have one dot because that is their valence, 1 electron. While chlorine belongs to group number 7. So, group number 7, practically, they have 7 dots. Okay? Ano ba yung mas madaling maging stable? magkaroon ng 8 electrons because it follows the octet rule. Okay? So, ano ba yung mas madali na maglipat? Mas madali bang ilipat yung 1 papunta sa 7 or yung 7 lilipat sa 1? Practically, it is easier to transfer an electron to chlorine. Kasi isa lang yung ililipat mo eh, di ba? So now, you have an ionic bond wherein the charge would be positive 1 because it loses electron, while chlorine would have a charge of negative 1 because it gains 1 electron. That is how ionic bond is being formed. Transfer of electrons. In the sense. But our main focus is how to name ionic bonds. Okay? So, let's have the elements magnesium and chlorine. Basic example lang muna. So, magnesium plus chlorine. Okay. So, kung titingnan natin sa periodic table, we would look on the periodic table, nasan yung magnesium? Here. It is on the group number 2. So, practically, ano ang magiging charge niya? Positive 2. Okay? In charge. Look at chlorine. Where is chlorine? Group number 7. Kaya ang charge niya ay negative 1. Okay? So now, we could do the crisscross method. So how? So let's look at the charges. Magnesium has positive 2 and chlorine negative 1. Okay? So since we know the charges already, we could now crisscross the charges. Okay, crisscross the charges. So I will write here magnesium and chlorine. So we need to crisscross the charge. So meaning this one would go here and this one would go there. Okay? So magnesium crisscross 1. If it has a value of 1, pag crisscross natin, we don't write it anymore. Okay? So, magnesium, then chlorine. Magnesium charge is 2. So, crisscross to chlorine, it would now be 2. Okay? So, now you have the formula. Magnesium chloride. Okay? Paano naman mag-name? Madali lang mag-name nito. General. So, how to name it? So, in naming ionic compounds, it's easier. It's easy because we just simply write the name of the first compound, name of the compound, of the element, sorry. So, Mg is magnesium, chlorine. How would you name this one? Get the root word plus IBE. Okay? root word plus IDE. So it would now be magnesium chloride. And that is your formula, chemical formula. And this is the name. Dali lang yan. Let's try another one. Pang sample, let's have next. Let's have beryllium. Let's have Be and oxygen. Beryllium and oxygen. What is the charge of beryllium? The charge of beryllium is positive 2, while oxygen has a charge of negative 2. Okay. As you could see, they have the same value. Diba? Parehong 2. Kapag magkapareho ang values ng charges, either positive or negative, they cancel out. Okay, nakaka-cancel out. So, paano natin gagawin ngayon yan? Okay, so crisscross. Crisscross. So, now, you would have BeO, because the charges have cancelled out each other. Pareho ng value. Diba? They would cancel out. How would we name this one? What is Be? Be is beryllium. Oxygen. Get the root word. Then get the IDE at the end. You now have beryllium oxide. Can you follow? Madali lang, diba? That is the basic one. Now let's move on to the next type, or what you call transition metals. Saan ba yung transition metals? In the periodic table, your transition metals are here at the center. So, eto yung mga elements na may multiple charges. In your PowerPoints that I have given you, makikita nyo yan dun sa week 6 intramolecular forces. Meron mga charges. So, tingnan natin kung paano. So, let's have iron and sulfur. So, transition metals, nasa gitna. Okay. So, let's have iron plus sulfur. Okay. If you would look in your periodic table, there are two charges of iron. Okay, it's either a positive 2 or a positive 3 iron. So, gawin natin siya. Then, mix natin siya kay sulfur. Okay? So, symbol of iron is Fe, positive 2. And then, sulfur is negative 2. Okay? Negative 2. On the other side, you have Fe, yung sa daw charge ay positive 3, yung sulfur pa rin ay negative 2. Okay? So, tingnan natin. Crisscross, same rules would apply. Crisscross to know the formula. Okay? So, let's crisscross this one. Crisscross, crisscross. Since they have the same value of the charges, what would happen? They would cancel out. So it would be FeS. That's a chemical formula. On the other side, we have the positively charged iron and the sulfur. So how will we do it? So still follow the rule. Crisscross the charges. Fe2 S3. Can you follow? Okay. So we would be using the classical method of naming. Classical. So para mas madali. So we follow the same rule. What is Fe? It is iron. Then, look at the charge. What is the charge in here? 2. Put it in a parenthesis with a Roman number. Iron 2. And then, what is S? Sulfur. What is the root word? Sulf. Sulfide. Okay. How about the other one? It would be iron. What is the charge of iron here? 3. Iron 3. Sorry. Iron 3. Sulfide. We could use this one in the transition metals. Okay? Meron list na nakalagay dun sa PowerPoint. Doon yung makikita yung mga gagamitin nating elements. Or even in the periodic table, you could see that one. Okay? So, hope you learned this one in the short video.